Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang dhammang sanghang namassami. Dear Upasakas and Upasikas, so today being Sunday, as we have gathered here for Dhamma program and we have done the Puja, meditation, undertaken the Tisarana and Panchashila. Now it is time to listen to Dhamma. So today we'll talk about Ālavaka Sutta, Discourse 2. Ālavaka. Ālavaka was a demon, a yakka, very fierce. So the people where he lived, the people in that area were very afraid of him. So when Lord Buddha saw one day that it is right time to teach Ālavaka, so he went to his place, went to the dwelling of demon Ālavaka. And then Ālavaka was not there at that time when Lord Buddha arrived. And then he sat down there in his place. And then Ālavaka came after some time. And then he told Lord Buddha, Samana means a monk. Monk, recluse, get out of my house. So then Lord Buddha says, okay. Then he went out of Lord Ālavaka's house. And then Ālavaka said, recluse, come inside. Lord Buddha said, very well, and he went inside. Second time also he did like this. He said, get out. Lord Buddha went out. And then he said, come in. Then he again came in. Third time also he did. And told him to go out and then come in. And then when he told 3 times he did like this. Told Lord Buddha to go out and come in. There was no urgent need for Lord Buddha to go out. But why he went out? Because when Ālavaka arrived, he was angry. Someone sitting at his place, and he did not like it. So Lord Buddha didn't refuse for the first time. He wanted him to be a little peaceful. So 3 times he listened to him. Went out, came in. Went out, came in. Then 4th time when Ālavaka said, get out, Samana, get out, recluse. Then Lord Buddha says, no, my friend, I will not get out. You can do whatever you want. Then Ālavaka said, okay, monk, okay, Samana, recluse, I will ask you a question. If you cannot answer, then I will confuse your mind, your thoughts, or tear your heart, or by holding your legs, I will throw you from this side, from on the one side of the ocean to the other side. He threatened Lord Buddha. Then Lord Buddha says, Ālavaka, friend, I do not see anyone in this world, including the Devas, Maras and Brahmas, among the generation of recluses, Brahmins, deities and humans, who can confuse me or tear my heart or throw me to the other side of the ocean, throw me away to the other side of the ocean. I do not see neither you nor anyone else amongst the humans, nor anyone else amongst the devas or brahmas. Nobody has that much of power, my friend, so that you cannot do. But anyways, you want to ask a question, ask a question. Because Lord Buddha went for that only, that Ālavaka had the merit to understand the meaning of this. So the main discourse starts here. He asks certain questions, very deep questions. He asks, what wealth here is the best for man? What is the thing that you practice and you get happiness? What is the best of all the tastes? And what is the best life one can live? Then Lord Buddha says, Saddhidda Bittang Purisassa Settang. Saddha, faith, confidence is the best of wealth for a person. He didn't say money, he didn't say other things. He said right faith is the best for a person. Because whatever good things we do, it starts with the right faith. For example, you have come here to attend the Dhamma program. Come here with the faith, it is good for me to go. It is good for me to listen to the Dhamma. It is good for me to do the meditation. It is good for me to undertake the Tisarana and Panchashila. So that confidence, that faith is there. Then only people do good things, whatever, dana, generosity or morality or meditation or all, whatever good things people do, it starts with the faith. I should do this, this is good for me. If you don't have that kind of faith or confidence about good things, then you will never do. So all our good things start with this faith. Saddhidda Vittang Purisassa Settang. Then says, Dhammo Suchinno Sukhama Vahati. Dhamma, when it is practiced, Dhamma, when it is practiced wise, correctly, practiced well, then it brings happiness. Because Dhamma is the refuge, our sarana. We say Dhammang Saranang Gacchami. And Dhammang Saranang Gacchami because Lord Buddha says in Dhammapada, Dhammo ha virakkati dhammachari. If you are following Dhamma, then Dhamma will protect you. So our life goes on depending on various things. We need food, we need clothing, we need shelter, we need to have a good health, we need to have other things, material things, and then we also need spiritual life, happiness and peace and wisdom and mindfulness and such qualities. But whether it is material thing or whether it is spiritual thing, all comes from our merits. In the Mahamangala Sutta, Lord Buddha says, Pubbecha kata punyata. Having done good things, one gets the benefit. So these merits, and then merits can only happen when a person has Dhamma in his mind, that him or her practicing Dhamma in their mind. If they don't have Dhamma, if they don't have the right attitude, right approach, right understanding, right kind of thought, then they will not do merit, they will not do good things. For example, people follow Panchashila. And some people don't follow Panchashila. So, people who follow Panchashila, for example, then Panatipata, killing is bad, harming is bad, Adinnadana, stealing is bad, cheating is bad. So that kind of understanding, it comes from Dhamma practice. when we appreciate the Dhamma, recognize the Dhamma, and practice the Dhamma. But another person who says, killing is good, I can kill, I can harm, I can be violent, or I can steal, I can rob, I can cheat other people, or breaking any of the sila, any of the good behavior. When these are things, there is a balance in the nature. All the sila, for example, is to maintain balance within ourselves. If we harm other people or other beings, if we give suffering or if we create suffering for other people, then suffering will come to us. Simple. So that when we do not follow the sila, when people are immoral, they are not virtuous, they are indulging in unwholesome actions again and again, they are doing wrong things again and again, and they have no moral shame, they have no moral fear, then they are going against the balance of the nature. If you steal from other people, if you rob or cheat other people, tomorrow or day after or another day, you will have to lose the wealth, money, whatever. This will come to you. Loss will come. This is the law of nature. Whatever things we do, whatever intentions we apply, similar results come to us. So this is the law of nature, kamma and vipaka. Now Dhamma, if you have, people practice, understand the Dhamma, appreciate the Dhamma, practice the Dhamma, then that is when they don't do unwholesome things, or if they make a mistake, they try to check themselves, they try to rectify themselves, they try to stay away from unwholesome things. They're scared of unwholesome things, they're ashamed of doing unwholesome things. That all comes from the understanding of Dhamma. So if we have Dhamma in our mind, in our heart, then we can avoid wrong things. Even if we make mistake, we can rectify. But if we don't, people, you see, now people, those who do not have Dhamma, they sometimes people kill their own father and mother. Sometimes people kill their own family members and relatives just for some money, some little bit this and that, You often hear, in India also, or in other countries also, people can be so bad that they don't, like people can be so violent that even the monks or recluse or ascetics also they go and kill. Good monks and recluses also they go and kill. It is so unwholesome, such heinous, unwholesome actions. But people, because they don't have Dhamma in their mind, in their heart, so they do. So Dhammo suchinno sukhama bhati. Dhamma, when you practice, then Lord Buddha says, this is what will bring you happiness. You will create the right conditions. Conditions which are good for you. Conditions which are favorable. Conditions which will not produce suffering or pain or difficulty. Creating conditions. Now say two persons. One person has metta. Another person is always hateful. One who has metta, wherever he goes, he can be peaceful and happy. Another person always hateful, hating people, getting angry at people, or finding fault with people, or all kinds of jealousy, or wrong, unwholesome things in the mind. Then wherever that person goes, he will be unhappy. Even if he has a lot of things, he will still be unhappy because mind is unhappy. So Dhamma is the base for happiness, practicing Dhamma. And then Satchang have sadhutarang rasanang. The truth is the best of all the tastes. Like we have so many types of food in this world. So many types of food. Indian, India itself, you see, in the South India itself, so many varieties of dishes. Now in the Central India again, North India again, East part again, India itself has so many types of cuisines, tastes. You start counting, it will take you so many days within India. And then you go to other countries, so many of them. Cannot even count. So many types of cooking, dishes, tastes. But then Lord Buddha is not saying this one or that one. He says, truth is the base. Truth is the best of all the tastes. Because being truthful is, we have the tongue. We use the tongue to speak. We are speaking every day, we are speaking. Every day we have to speak. At home also people are speaking. When they go to work or go to outside to meet other people, friends, relatives, everywhere we are speaking. But if the words are true and kind and timely and wise, then such words have great value. Such words will bring peacefulness or unity or concord or happiness in the minds of people. And when you speak like this, you will also have happiness. And when people talk lies, when people talk in always abusing or saying harsh things or abusing other people, and people talk things that creates fighting and enmity between people, then such talk will bring unhappiness to other people and ultimately unhappiness to the person also who is saying like this. So our words are words of great power. That's why in the Noble Eightfold Path, Lord Buddha has said, Samma Vacha, right speech. This is a very great spiritual practice. The Bodhisattvas, life after life, one single lie they don't speak. One single lie. Even somebody, if they know, okay, if I tell a lie and my life will be saved and I can survive, even then they will not tell a lie. That is the kind of truthfulness the Bodhisattvas follow to become a Buddha. But even if we have not reached that level, at least in our practice of Dhamma, in order to be happy and peaceful, we must cultivate truthfulness. Because only when we are truthful and kind and wise, then only our words will be appreciated by other people. Then only other people will have metta for us. If our words are lies, if our words are harsh and abusive, if our words are creating fighting and enmity between people, then automatically other people will not have metta, because we are not having metta for them by lying. So truthfulness is the best of all the tastes. And then Panya Jiving Jivitamahu Setthang. What is the best way to live? Living with wisdom, right understanding. This is the best way to live. We have in our life, we can live wisely or unwisely. It is up to us. We can be moral person or be immoral person. We can tell the truth or we can lie. We can harm other people or we can help other people. And all this comes from the right understanding or wrong understanding. If our understanding is wrong, harming or creating problems or developing negative emotions towards other people, or not taking care of our mind, not taking care of our unwholesome tendencies, not reducing them, this all comes from the wrong understanding, ignorance. We think they're good. Not being virtuous, immoral is good. Too much greedy is good. Too much hateful is good. Too much harmful to others or anything is good. Too many lies is good. And then eventually all these unwholesome actions catch up with us. Today or tomorrow they catch up with us. When they catch up, then people cry, they lament, they complain, they're sad. Oh, this has happened to me, that has happened to me. But we only created those, no? Because we were unwise, and we are not even trying to be wise, So wisdom, if you have, or if you are trying to develop wisdom, that is the best you can have. When you live wisely, that is the best way to live. Then he asks further questions. Kathang sutarate yoghang, kathang sutarate annavang. How does one cross the current? Flood. You can say flood. What is the flood? Flood, we know, flood. No, a lot of water suddenly comes in the river, and then it takes away all kinds of things and destroys towns or cities and this and that. Floods. But here this is a different flood. It is flood inside our mind. Like what happens when we are caught in a flood? What happens? We are carried away by the current in a big flood. Even the cars and big vehicles, or sometimes even houses also are carried away by the current, by the huge flood stream. Similarly, we are also carried away by our inner flood in the samsara. What are those inner floods? Ogha. Pali we call Ogha. Ogha means there are 4 types of floods, Lord Buddha has said. Flood inside our mind. One is with regard to this sense desire. Objects of the senses, eye and the ear and the nose and the tongue and the body and the mind. Sense desire. So when mind is obsessed, flood means flood means a big flow of water, no? Similarly, a big flow of our defilements, which makes our mind unstable, and it takes us to the extremes, takes us to danger, to problems. So, sense desire, when it is uncontrolled, insatiable, unmanaged, then it leads to flooding inside. Then ditthi, wrong views, as I was talking about, right views. Acknowledging the good things as good things. Greed, when it is not controlled, not managed, not checked, it brings us suffering. Hatred, when it is not controlled, not managed, it brings us suffering. Ignorance, when it is not reduced, not abandoned, then it brings us suffering. So this is the kind of flood. Ditthi, wrong views. People have wrong views. They think greed, as much as you do, it is good. Unlimited greed also good. So this kind of wrong views people have. And so that is flood of our wrong views that makes our mind unstable, floods away. No? Flooded away. Kama yoga, ditthi yoga, bhava. And then as we do actions all the time, doing actions are rooted in ignorance and craving. All actions are connected with ignorance and craving. And because of this craving, there comes the clinging to certain things. Either the kama upadana, ditthi upadana, like this. Sense desire or wrong views or wrong ignorance or all kinds of things. So, silabhata upadana, rites and rituals. Now, when people have clinging to wrong things, their mind How is their mind? When people have clinging, we are clinging to certain wrong ideas, wrong concepts, wrong views, wrong habits. It's just not physical, only physical. It has a very deep inner, like mental aspect. Again and again you are doing, no, you're thinking like this, you are doing like this, you're clinging to such thoughts and feelings and actions. And then it makes our mind very, like, say for example, you have a weighing scale for measuring weight, and on one side of the weighing scale you put too much of weight, then it tilts to one side. If you balance it on the other side, then it is balanced, but otherwise it tilts to one side. Weighing scale. Similarly, if we put all these things, all these clingings, again, then mind tends to tilt towards wrong things, wrong views, wrong actions, wrong ideas, whole wrong outlook of the life. So mind is tilted towards, instead of liberation, mind will tilt towards samsara, not just samsara, gross samsara. Samsara also has various levels, human beings for example, and lower than human beings for example, or higher than human beings, various levels of divine beings for example. Now some are gross, some are subtle. Now you put all these clinging and this thing, what you call, clinging and so then it will tilt towards the gross aspects of the world, because our mind tends to become more and more gross. So what happens? Then automatically gross state of mind creates conditions to be reborn in a gross existence, animals, demons, ghosts, lower beings. So bhava. And sometimes even good also not correctly done. So it will create conditions to get stuck in the samsara. So that is itself is a flood, because all these bhava, potential for rebirth to be born again in the samsara. And we are creating by clinging again to this and that repeatedly. We are not reducing our potential rebirth. We are creating the number of potential rebirth, increasing, enhancing all the time. So that itself is like a flood. So we are swept away by death, by machu, marana, and then taken to another life, and then swept away, and then taken to another life, like this. And then, so Lord Buddha says, by faith, when one has the right faith, for example, now, having faith in the Dhamma, having faith in this, that this is the noble truth of suffering, this is the noble truth of cause of suffering, this is the noble truth of ending of suffering and the path. If you have that faith, then you will always work towards ending of suffering. But if you have another way of looking at it, then you will create more problems. Simple. So that's how Lord Buddha says, by faith, one crosses the flood. By diligence, appamadena annavang. How does one cross the ocean? How do you cross the ocean? You have to make a boat or sheep or something. And when you make the ship or boat, whatever you want to cross the ocean, you have to create it nicely, strongly. It should not sink in the middle. And then you have to stock all the things that is necessary inside, food and water and all kinds of things. And it should be strong enough to survive the storm in the ocean. So all this is done with a lot of care. That is, the care is the diligence, appamada, by mindful, by heedful, not being heedless, not being careless. If you are careless and making a big ship will sink in the middle, or it will run out of water or food or some fuel, and then in the middle you will not have anything. So by diligence, spiritual diligence, appamada, one can cross the ocean. By effort, viryena dukkhamaccheti, panyaya parisujjati. Virya, by effort, when one puts the effort to practice all these 8 factors, samadhi, develop these 8 factors. When you put the effort today, every day, little by little. For example, you get up. You have the choice to tell the truth or to tell the lie. You have the choice to tell with metta or tell with hate. You will have the choice. Every day you will have that choice. Every day you will have the choice to either have a metta, karuna for other people or have hateful mind every day. So every day a little bit of eightfold path you can fulfill. Samma ditti, samma sankappo, samma right speech, right actions. Every day you can fulfill little bit. So if you do like this with effort, then Lord Buddha says that person can overcome the suffering. And panyaya parisujjati, by wisdom. When you have the wisdom. When wisdom means, this is not just any random wisdom. How does this light work? How does this fan work? How does this computer work? Not general random this and that. Real experiential understanding of the body and the mind. What is this body? What is this mind? And what is beyond the body and the mind? What is lokuttara? Real experiential understanding of the loka, samsara, as well as nibbana. When you know through your practice, that is the insight, vipassana jnana. So when you have that wisdom, then your mind will automatically be purified. Panyaya parisujjati. Now, for example, you go to an enlightened person and you tell him, I will give you lots of money. I will give you $1 billion, $1 trillion. You go and intentionally kill one small living being, insect. They will say no. Because for them the metta is natural. For an enlightened person, metta is natural. Why? Because their mind is purified. So that's why unwholesome things don't exist. Metta is natural. So mind has become purified. So purification comes from wisdom. Then again he asks, how does one become wise? Lord Buddha says, how does one become wise? The mindful and discerning. Then the wise person must associate. Must associate with the wise people. Must associate first with wise people, and then to hear the right teachings, and then practice. So right association is very important. Right association will give us conditions, supporting conditions, to hear the right things at the right time. Wrong associations will, if you associate with bad people, then you hear bad things. If you associate with wise people, you hear good things, wise things. Simple. That's how, and then hearing and practicing, that's the way to gain the wisdom. And then he says, how to obtain, how to get a lot of wealth. Lord Buddha says, one has to be smart and hardworking, no laziness. Hardworking and smart. And That's the way to gain the wealth. You have to be smart also, hardworking also, and you have to balance. That's the way to gain the wealth. You have to look around for opportunities, honest opportunities, not by cheating people, not by deceiving people. Honest work. There are so many ways to earn money. Honest working opportunities, and then you can earn the wealth. And then he says, how does one acquire fame? How does one become famous, well known, well respected? Lord Buddha says, by truthfulness. Being truthful, because when you are truthful, people believe you. Simple. If you are telling lies from morning till evening, only lies, 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 then who will believe you? Not even your own parents, not even your own relatives or your friends or anybody. But if you tell the truth, people believes you. So if you have to be respected, then you should learn to speak the truth. And then he asks, how does one get friendship? What is the best way to get good friends? He says, Lord Buddha says, by sharing. When you share with people, you get good friends. So sharing is a very important thing. It's not that all the time you have to share a lot of things, but even little bit also you share, that itself is good, because when people share with others, then other people also like them. They have friends. But when one is always selfish, only for me, only for me, only for me all the time, then who will become his friend? Nobody. Everybody will run away. I, me, mine. From all morning till night, I, me, mine. Then who will become his friend? Nobody. Such selfish fellow has no friend. And then he asks, when one goes from this life to another life, when one has to die, see, it's a very important thing. Asma loka parang lokang katam pachana sochati. So how does one go when one is to die? You will all die for sure. And when you are going to die, all of us will die. How to die? Without worries, without fears. How to die? Then Lord Buddha says, one who has faith in the right things, one who considers the good as good, bad as bad, one who is virtuous, and one who is following the virtues, one who gives, one who is generous. Sacha Dhamma Dhiti Chaga. And one who is patient. These four things: truthfulness, virtues, patience, and generosity. These four things. These four things, Lord Buddha says, one who practices these four things in his life, day-to-day life, truthfulness, Shila, patience, and generosity. Such a person will live happily when he has to die, he or she has to die happily. These four things, so important. For all the people living happily, dying peacefully. This is the secret. Truthfulness, morality, patience, generosity. Living happily, dying peacefully. This is the secret, Lord Buddha says. And then Lord Buddha says, okay, if you still have doubts, if you still have doubts, then go and ask other monks and ascetics. If you still have doubts in my words, you can go and inquire with other people. Then Ālavaka says, no, why should I go and ask other monks and ascetics? Because now I know. Now I know what you have taught me, and now I know. And now he says that For my welfare, Ālavaka Yakha says, for my welfare the Buddha has come to me, and then he has taught me, now I know what is the best way to give, what is the best way to do good things. And so I don't have any more doubt, which means he attained to Lokuttara Magga Phala Jnana. I have no more doubt. So now I can go around and tell people, from today I can go around and tell people the wonderful Dhamma that the Buddha has taught. And I will praise the Buddha wherever I go. And I will tell people about the Dhamma that I have learned from him. And then he takes refuge in the Tisarana. At the end of it, he says, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and for life I take refuge. And that's where the sutta ends. So this is because of short of time, we cannot explain all the points, because these are very, 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 very great. How to live a happy life, how to gain wealth, how to gain fame, how to gain reputation, how to gain friends, how to live happily, how to balance one's life, how to die, live peacefully and live happily, die peacefully. All these points Lord Buddha has explained here. Wisdom and generosity and patience and virtue and association with the wise people, all the right things that he has explained here. So later on you can also read this sutta, Ālavaka Sutta. And today we conclude our discourse here, and we wish that this, as you have heard, whatever you have understood, and also it will help you in your practice of Dhamma in this life and up to the realization of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.